I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Additional charges have been filed against the Newburgh man accused of having sex with a 12-year-old girl. In Orange County Court today, 28-year-old David Zalama was arraigned on an 11-count indictment that includes 5 counts each of first-degree rape and predatory sexual assault involving a child. At the time of his arrest last week, Zalama reportedly told police he thought the girl was 14 years old. Today, County Court Judge Nicholas DeRosa raised bail from $15,000 to $100,000 bail. Prosecutors say Zalama admitted to having sex with the girl on at least 5 occasions. If he's convicted, Zalama faces a maximum 25 years to life in prison. Well, those who work with victims of domestic violence say it's a proposed law that's well-intentioned, but won't deliver the desired results when it comes to preventing future tragedies. 3 state legislators are currently pushing for the creation of a domestic violence registry, where the names and photos of those convicted of violent domestic crimes would be available to the public. The executive director of Safe Homes of Orange County says, for starters, a domestic violence registry would also expose the identity of victims.
But we're still not preventing domestic violence because we're not even using the current laws that we have. First, we're not enforcing the laws that we have, but more importantly, at times improperly enforcing them or not following through on the accountability measure to holding offenders accountable. And so my fear would be that once again this will place the responsibility on the victim to manage her safety when the system should be managing the accountability of the offender. I mean, a lot of offenders that perpetrate domestic violence tend to have multiple misdemeanor or violations, and so many of the perpetrators would not even be included in this registry. And in addition, I think our concern is who's going to pay for this. You know, where is the money going to come from? Is it going to be pooled from other victim resources to make this happen?
The domestic violence registry law was proposed after a New York City college student was brutally murdered recently by her boyfriend. In Ulster County, a man was killed after being struck by an approaching locomotive while he and his brother walked along railroad tracks in West Park Monday afternoon. County Sheriff's deputies say 22-year-old Thomas Heil of Esopus died, and his 20-year-old brother Christopher suffered a shoulder injury. Witnesses told police that both men failed to get out of the way of the approaching CSX locomotive, even after the engineer sounded a warning horn. Elsewhere, the search for answers continues following the shooting death of Newburgh resident Marcus Woody, who was gunned down early Sunday morning on a downtown Poughkeepsie street. Woody had gone to a nightclub hours before. He was well known in Newburgh as the owner of a barbershop for nearly 20 years. Poughkeepsie police are trying to find eyewitnesses who will be willing to provide information that could lead to the killer. Members of the New York Public Interest Research Group are paying visits to Governor Andrew Cuomo's offices in Albany and Manhattan today, and they're carrying petitions signed by more than 10,000 state residents. The petitions are part of the opposition campaign the government watchdog group is waging against the gas drilling procedure known as fracking, or hydraulic fracturing. Gas industry officials continue to maintain that fracking is safe. NYPIRG believes the drilling would pose a direct hazard to drinking water sources. And those rising gas prices have many of us rethinking our driving routines, but Kathy Shortell's volunteers are taking it all in stride. Shortell is the site manager for Meals on Wheels in Port Jervis. It's an outreach lunch program that depends on volunteers, including those who use their personal vehicles to deliver close to 80 meals a day to people in need in the Port Jervis Deer Park areas. Shortell says even with gas now topping $4 a gallon, the 50 or so people who make the program run haven't batted an eye.
I have not had one person say anything to me that, well, I really can't afford to deliver the meals or whatever. This becomes a passion for people who deliver the meals and everything, and the thought of having to pay an extra $5 or $10 a week for gas, I don't think even crosses their mind.
Bill Hockenberry has been a Meals on Wheels volunteer for about 10 years. He says the recipients shouldn't lose out just because it's costing him more to fill up his tank.
That's my problem. That's my problem, not somebody else's. We supply our own fuel, our own automobile. the day that comes I can't do it anymore, then I'll stop it. But right now I can still take care of it, so I'll do what I can do.
Shortell says the only impact the program has seen are the fuel surcharge that's been added by those that deliver food to their site. Well, the threat of rain will be with us for the next 48 hours. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a chance of late-day showers or thunderstorms, and it'll be another mild day with temperatures tomorrow in the mid to upper 70s. More clouds and thunderstorms in the forecast for Thursday with the highs around 70 degrees. You'll be able